With his unique blend of humor, wit, and sharp observations on everyday life, Khanyisa JamJam, known as JamJam the Comedian, has rapidly become a household name, of course, in South African comedy scene. His meteoric rise to fame began in 2019, and since then, he has been making waves on the comedy circuit, social media, and beyond. So as a talented stand-up comedian, JamJam has earned a reputation for his entertaining, his thought-provoking, and his multilingual performances, which really have captivated audiences from diverse backgrounds. And he joins us this morning to chat a little bit further virtually. Good morning, Khanyisa. Welcome.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for asking. I hope you're well as well. I mean, just looking at your meteoric rise to fame, you've had an incredible rise to fame, just in the comedy space at large. And I wonder what's been a surreal moment for you to date as you look back.
Looking back, probably the most surreal moment for me would be performing in the UK. Last year, I did a tour of the UK. It was a sold-out tour. I did 3 shows in London, and I did a show in Manchester. So that's definitely been the highlight so far.
How has it been connecting to those audiences? Why would you say it was a highlight? Is it because it was beyond our borders? Were you able to connect to them? Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I was able to connect with them quite well, and obviously everyone knows that there's a lot like expat sort of expat contingent in the UK. Okay. But I thought my jokes went down really well, and it was my first time performing outside of South Africa. So to do 4 sold-out shows, I think was quite impressive. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be looking back to go back again. But that so far has been the biggest achievement and highlight of my career.
Okay, so thank you for flying the flag high for us, because I mean, you know that you've got that unique element. You blend your humor with cultural commentary, and you also incorporate different languages. And so when you look at the audience back home, or even just expats that resonate with that, talk to us about how this has added to your creative process.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up speaking isiXhosa, that's my mother tongue, so I'm able to do comedy in English and isiXhosa. Obviously, when I was in the UK, there wasn't much chance to add isiXhosa to my comedy, but yeah, no, growing up, I think with both languages and being able to write jokes and think in both languages has given me an advantage and been able to help me to relate to different audiences, especially within South African borders. So yeah, it's been a great experience learning how to tell jokes and write jokes in two different languages.
Yeah, and it speaks our hearts, right? Because that's what being able to speak multiple languages does for people. I want to look at your solo show. Sorry for the wait. I mean, play on words there.
Yes.
But I mean, critically acclaimed. It's won several awards as well. But what inspired you to create the show? What was that journey like for you?
So what inspired me? A few of my mentors were speaking to me, and they Carbon Goldstone and a guy called KG Mokhadi, who's the director of the show, and they were just stating that in my career they feel like it's the right time for me to do a solo show, and a solo show really sets you apart from the rest of your peers. So I started the journey to start writing this show in 2023. And then by the start of last year, 2024, I started touring the show. I took it to the National Arts Festival in Makhanda, where it won its first award. And yeah, I've had theatre runs in Joburg, in Cape Town as well. And I've taken it to the Eastern Cape, Bloemfontein. Yeah, so it's been a great experience being part of this, and I think it's a very well written show. It's a well directed show. As I said, KG Mokhadi is the director. He's won multiple awards, and now it's been nominated for best solo show at the Comics Choice Award for 2025. So I'm very happy with what I've produced, and I think it's a very good show and people can relate to it very well.
No, absolutely. And also you are adding to the space. We're looking at how it's grown, you know, from David Gow. We're looking at some of your predecessors. We're looking at the impact Trevor Noah has also had. And so now you're also claiming your stake. And so we're wishing you all the best of luck there. But I just wonder, when you're on tour, how do you keep up to date with what is happening? I mean, the pressure to almost know everything. How do you manage that? And then also just given what's happening in South Africa, there's a lot of comedy material. I don't think you're short of that. But I wonder, what do you think is the most challenging part then about being a comedian in this day and age, or this juncture of where comedy is in South Africa?
I don't think it's challenging per se. I think it's a great time to be a South African comedian, especially like our talent pool is very great in South Africa, and the content, as you say, the content is just so juicy right now in South Africa. There's always something. South Africa is a good place to be a comedian if you're writing jokes because the material is there. So like now I'm actually starting my tour. I'm about to head to Pretoria for the first leg of my tour. So keeping up to date with information, I just go on, News 24 and other news sources on my phone. And if I see anything interesting that I might want to, touch on or make a comment about, I usually just write it down on my notes on my iPhone. But yeah, there's never a shortage of content and funny situations, or at least situations we as comedians find funny that happen in South Africa on a daily basis. So South Africa is the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to comedy.
I agree, but also laughter is the best medicine. So thank you for healing us through your work and for taking the time to, make us laugh at ourselves. Life's too short to take it too seriously. JamJam, let's leave that conversation there for now. We'll continue, and I'm just wishing you all the best of luck. Of course, this morning, JamJam the Comedian, just chatting about his infectious humor, inspiring us with his story as well today. Thoroughly enjoyed him having on the show, and of course, wishing him all the best of luck for what's to come for the rest of the year.